Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Matt's Models and More. I'm going to take a break this week from the 41 Continental build because we just received something close to us that we haven't had in probably 20 plus years easily, I would say. And it's Ace Hardware. It's a small box hardware chain, nationally known of course. But I do have a series on this channel where we do go to other stores, other places to see if we can find stuff that works in the model making community. So I said once it opened, I had the grand opening last weekend. I said once it's open and the crowd dies down a little bit, I want to jump in there and see what we can find. So let's check it out. Looking for the best aftermarket parts and accessories for your model? Look no further than MCV Products. Bring your models to life at mcvproducts.com. Okay, right off the bat, this is 100% stuff that we use, and especially this, I use this to clean out all the airbrushes. $11.99. You can also get the bigger can there. Use it for cleaning up spills and everything else like that, cleaning the airbrush. You also have the green version, always a little more to be green. Acetone, if you have a steel airbrush booth, this cleans everything well, and you can use this to clean the airbrush as well. It's really up to you. I wouldn't use that too much. I know that probably damages the O-rings. Goof off, definitely can use that. I have every kind of different Mod Podge that you can think of. Matte, gloss, got smaller bottles, the bigger bottles. They even have the spray, which I haven't even seen that at Hobby Lobby. If they do have it and I missed it, let me know. But that might be worth looking into. And then you have these, if you're doing a small job, these little tiny cans. These are even smaller, just for reference in my hand. These are smaller than the Tamiya bottles. So if you're just doing something real quick, that might be worth it. Seem a little pricey though.
Perfect.
All the Rust-Oleum fans, just about every color you can imagine. And these have the looks like the nozzle that changes the fan spray. Talking about 10 bucks. They do have the filler primer, which I do use. Definitely use that stuff sometimes. But all kinds, so they got clear down there. All kinds of different clear, and they do have the odor free for those in apartments and stuff like that. All those are the low odor. Good selection there. Lots of different sanding paper here. I don't know if I would use a lot of this for model making. However, these Diablo Scotch-Brite type pads do come in handy. I use those a lot. The brown and the green, just to go over bodies, makes it quick. Some people swear by the plastic wood, and I did get some at our low strip and I have to say it did not work for me like I thought it would. I would just much rather use the Tamiya putty and the 3M spot putty. Those tend to work better, but some people swear by the plastic wood and say they get good results with it, but I just didn't have any luck. Glues and adhesives, we have a lot here to choose from. Let's see which is probably going to be the best. I mean, I've used these 5-minute epoxies and stuff. Those work great. JB Weld. Let's see the kind of stuff we're going to want. Here we go. You got $7.58 for super glues. They have a lot to choose from. Thinking about trying this. Just get that glare off of it. You got 4 bottles of it for $9. That's not horrible. Probably end up putting that in the cart. Elmer's glue. Alright, we got some different gauges here of weld wire, or I should say solder. 3 millimeters is what I normally use, and that's about right in line with what you can get from somewhere else. And I've got a lifetime supply at home. I'm trying to talk quiet because I think I'm the only customer in this entire store right now. It's so new. There are some smaller gauges that you can use as well here. Really thin right there. And then I did just see, yeah, right here, picks. Now, that's kind of crazy to me, but I'm sure it's a much better quality than, 100% better quality than Harbor Freight. The ones I had from Harbor Freight, I've already bent 3 of them. They're easy to bend, so it might be worth it to spend for good money for a good quality. Oh, and you know, just in case I haven't explained, these are usually used for exhaust, headers, exhaust, run all the way to your mufflers, stuff like that, just in case I didn't mention it. Got some good files here. Don't know if I would use these triangle ones, but these circle ones, $10. Like for instance, I'm cutting out some tail lights right now on my 41 Lincoln that y'all following along. That would be perfect to kind of smooth out those inside cuts. And the rest are all square, but still, you know, still usable with flat surfaces. And you got even smaller ones there. I kind of like those. For $4.99. Nice center punch. These are more handy than you will know in model making, I promise you. When you're trying to do a perfect center cut and matching it to each side. Center punch is awesome. In my last video, I had a comment that was a good comment. Somebody asked, hey, since you're a woodworker and he's got woodworking tools, could he use a chisel to do what my chisel blade was doing? I don't see why not if you can get into the crevice. My only concern is that was only use that tool when it's a tub or something where it's hard to get into. And if you're having a hard time with a standard razor blade and you're going to use a chisel blade, I don't even know if this is going to help you, honestly, to get into a tight crevice like that. But hey, it's worth a shot. PPE, guys. Gotta use it. They have disposable ones. And, you know, 50 bucks, $41.99. It's a good price on the 3M one. Like that one. Wear your mask when you're painting. And wear your hard hat. That's for when the wife comes in the room fussing at you because you've been in there all day. If you're doing any kind of scratch building, I highly recommend getting you a caliper gauge. Now I prefer digital just because it's easier to be more precise, but you know, these do have a locking out. So if you get to the precise measurement that you're wanting to use, you can always lock it down and then use it again and again and again. So you don't necessarily have to have digital, but and I even like this one because it's nice and small and flat. But I'm not paying that. I'm not paying that. Magnets. If you're using Tim Casper's build plates, his club has some awesome build plates. I have bought a bunch of magnets for those. Helps me keep things in place. So those help. Definitely getting some of this because I've been looking and can't find it. But if you do scratch build, this is a nice thin gauge, probably very easy to cut. It is steel, it's not aluminum, but I do have ways of cutting it in my woodworking shop. So definitely getting a piece of that right now. And I also have all kind of rods and, you know, angle shapes and stuff like that. Those shouldn't be too bad to handle. Got some plastic bonders there that will definitely be something to look into. $11.99, 2-part mix in plastic. If you need something really to be bonded, I mean, of course you can use Tamiya's quick cement. That plastic bonder is not gonna ever let it go. That's the good stuff. They also have, there's your spot putty. Use that a lot for fixing little holes or imperfections in the bodies. They do have Bondo, glazing putty in the bigger canisters, which, you know, that right there is a lifetime supply for you and somebody else. They do sell Super Clean here. It's not the purple power, it's the Super Clean. That's a good price. All kind of LED lights here. Definitely great. Put right above your desk. Give you that extra light that you need. Good prices on these too. They're not out of hand by any means. And even have some that are, you can change the color and the brightness. Got just tap on them. Chargeable. .3 brake fluid, $12.99 per, and I use this for stripping my bodies if I make a mistake or want to change a color, or if I'm, for instance, like the 41 Lincoln I'm working on, I am completely reconstructing that vehicle, so I had to strip the paint. .3 will strip that paint, usually in a day or two. The never-ending journey to find the right O-rings for my Black Widow airbrush, and now I've got all these to choose from. So time to start doing some searching. If there's anything that can get me off track of model making, it's definitely grilling out. Lots to choose from. And now I'm hungry. This comes in handy, especially for spray painting. or you can line the inside of your air booth with it. Makes it easy just to roll it up, throw it away, and cut out another sheet. All right, I have to say, guys, I was kind of disappointed. I will say there's a difference of going to a place like this and going to Lowe's. Now, Lowe's and Home Depot, you know, their customer service is pretty good. People still will come up to you and ask how you doing, but this is not an exaggeration. At certain times during the filming of this video, I was the only one in the store, because this is a brand new store. And I was the only one in there, and they must have 9 employees. I don't know how they can afford to pay for 9 employees in there when it's just not getting that kind of traffic yet, I should say, yet. But I was asked 25 times if I was okay and if I was finding everything okay. Sometimes I even had to stop the video, and I got asked several times why I was videoing, and I told them exactly what I was doing, and they thought it was neat. They thought it was cool and asked questions about it. So I have to say the prices are high. I think Harbor Freight's still the way to go. You pay for the service. That's what you're paying for. It's no different than you're going to go to Food Lion or you're going to go to Publix. You know, when you go in Publix, you're going to get a certain quality, a certain kind of service, and you are going to pay more. So it's all about the experience. I will say it's easier to go in that store and find something. I can probably just, if it had nothing to do with model making and I needed something else, I can walk in there and immediately I'm going to be greeted and I can say I need this, and they're going to take me right to it, and I'm going to get in and out in probably 5 minutes. But model making, I'm going to have to say it's a hard pass on this one, fellas. Sorry.